Hello and welcome from Budapest. This is Hungary Reports from Public Media M1, bringing you the latest news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin in English. I'm Apat Szőci. Great that you can be with us. Hungary will resume duties as part of the Baltic airspace mission starting in 2022. That's what Hungary's Foreign Affairs and Trade Minister said at an airbase where a Hungarian defense force of 92 soldiers, including 7 pilots for 4 Gripen fighter planes, are wrapping up their current tour of duty. Hungary's fighter plane contingent was called into action more than 40 times over the Baltics.
The Hungarian pilots' air defense mission in the Baltics is coming to an end at the end of August. This Hungarian Armed Forces unit has been in service at the base in Híradó since May. The Hungarian Gripens have had to be deployed on several dozen occasions in the past 3 months. Most cases were because of planes that did not identify themselves and communicate their destination when entering the Baltic airspace. The mission is necessary because Lithuania, Estonia and Latvia do not have an independent air force. However, they are all NATO members, so the allied member states provide air defense in shifts. The Lithuanian Foreign Minister and the Deputy Minister of Defense thanked Péter Szijjártó personally for the service of the 92 Hungarian soldiers. The Hungarian Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade told the soldiers that at present, almost 1,000 military personnel were deployed in various international missions of NATO, the European Union or the United Nations. The minister added that locals always recognize the performance of Hungarian soldiers, for which he is also grateful. The decision has been made that in 2022 we will return. From September to December that year, we will again provide air defense here in the Baltics, for which the Baltic countries are especially grateful, Péter Szijjártó said. The minister added that so far the Hungarian Corps have been alerted on more than 40 occasions. In each case, they defended the airspace of the Baltic countries successfully.
Experts say that the increased use of digital technology could introduce a new era in agriculture, including helping produce better yields and healthier foods. We travel to a dairy farm where you can see how information is gathered, such as how much feed a cow has eaten and how healthy it is.
One of the country's largest dairy farms has been digitalized. Each animal now has a chip in their ear that signals almost everything farmers need to know to ensure that the cow feels well and is able to produce as much milk as possible. The data can be viewed at any given moment at the agricultural plant's computer center. This way, they are able to tell right away if an animal becomes ill. We're able to notice any kind of change that happens in the animal by the next milking, and so we're able to correct the issue so their health improves or so that they can be given the right feed, the head of the farm said. Dairy farmers are already considering completely automatizing milking with the help of robots. The relevant minister said that the digitalization of the industry is essential to improving farmers' competitiveness and to make production more effective. The Hungarian food industry has 60% greater production potential than its current output. Agricultural modernization and digitalization helps Hungary fully take advantage of its opportunities, the Minister of Agriculture said. It could, for example, ensure that more corn be grown on a hectare than currently. The government is creating a digital agricultural strategy in order to improve the agricultural industry's performance. The director of the Digital Wellbeing Project said that digitalization opens many opportunities for people who work in agriculture. As an example, he mentioned the appropriately controlled digital farmers market that was launched, where farmers don't take their produce to supermarkets, but instead sell them online. According to plans, farmers will have access to a website where they will be able to sell their products starting in 2020.
Traffic in Budapest has changed in a relatively short amount of time. More and more people are doing car sharing instead of having their own vehicle, which means they only pay for the time the car was used, making the car then available for other drivers. Experts believe that creates fewer cars on the road and more available parking spaces.
György Paragi shows the map of one of the car-sharing services in the capital on his phone. He says that he often uses this type of renting when getting around downtown. You don't have to buy a car, fill it with gas or anything. It costs half of what a taxi does, he says. To use a community car-sharing service, users need to register and have a smartphone. After that, they can launch a rental with the tap of a finger. One of the international service providers estimates that about 400,000 people are interested in car sharing in Budapest. Lots of cars in the fleets of car-sharing companies in the capital are environmentally friendly electric vehicles. The president of the Hungarian Association of Automobile Dealers emphasized that car usage in the capital is set to significantly transform in upcoming decades, adding that people will be able to travel more cleanly and more efficiently. The average vehicle in Budapest is only actually driven about 1 to 2 hours, depending on the traffic. For the rest of the time, it's parked. With these vehicles, the objective is primarily that they be used for 4, 6, 8, even 12 hours, as much as possible, because then they can substitute 2 to 5 normal cars, the president of the association explained. He added that with the appearance of self-driving cars, services can further develop, and the market should prepare for that.
More than 21 million euros will be spent on improving ferry service on Lake Balaton over the next few years. Some of the changes include adding 4 ferries to serve between Szántod and Tihany, as well as modernizing the current fleet. Various docks will also be renovated.
Every hour, cruise ships depart from the port of Siófok on the southern coast to reach the northern shore. Several hundred visitors choose this way of crossing the lake daily. Their number may reach several thousand in the high season. In order to increase the quality of this boat service on Lake Balaton, the government has decided that it will spend the equivalent of over 21 million euros on it. In the upcoming years, ports will be renewed and passenger information systems will be modernized. Furthermore, the fleet of vessels will be expanded. Passenger ships will be replaced and 4 new ferries will be put in service. All this is necessary also because of the increasing number of passengers year after year. The general manager of the Lake Balaton Boating Company revealed that a new record is going to be set already this year on the ferry line between Szántod and Tihany. It's very likely that we will exceed 2018 in ferry transport. In the case of passenger trips, there is a slight decrease, for which the rainy weather in May can be held responsible. Still, we might be able to work this off by the end of the season, the CEO of the company said. According to plans, the entire fleet of ships on Lake Balaton will be renewed by 2030.
Children who have been successfully treated for leukemia can spend a week at Siófok on the southern shore of Lake Balaton. The Save a Life Foundation welcomed the families of 30 children who went through bone marrow transplants. The organization has been active for years, making sure that the dreams of young patients do come true and that events like this can aid in the healing process.
I could not get out of bed, and when I had to take the medication, I threw up often. This is how Lacika remembers the time when it became clear that he had been seriously ill. 2.5 years ago, when he was 5, a blood test was taken because he had not been feeling well. This revealed that he was suffering from leukemia. His liver doubled in size, he was full of spots, he was suffering from nosebleeds and fatigue. We were told that had we arrived 2 or 3 weeks later, nothing could have been done to help him, his mother said. He has received chemotherapy treatment for 2 years. Since then, he is feeling well, and these days he is playing happily with his siblings. It is the 5th time that the Save a Life Foundation organizes a 1-week camp for children suffering from similar diseases and their family members. This year, families can have a vacation in Siófok. In addition to recreational activities, the children could meet famous swimmers also, such as Olympic champion Dániel Gyurta and world champion Kristóf Milák. What's more, those who wanted could go for a ride in a new sports car. The president of the organization said that they had been working on making the dreams of these sick children come true for 7 years. We would have liked these children to have a really good time, so both in the morning and in the afternoon we provide recreational activities for them. This includes programs such as the Reverse House. At present, we are at the venue of a car race. Besides, sailing on Lake Balaton or pirate sailing also form part of the activities, said the president. The Save a Life Foundation has already fulfilled the dreams of more than 100 children since its establishment. Anyone may join the initiative at the internet site menséletet.hu.
People can get to know turn-of-the-century Russia thanks to a new photo exhibit at the Mai Mano House, the Hungarian House of Photographers. The collection, known as the Three Colors, features the Russian Tsar, portrayed by the country's most famous photographer at the time, Sergei Progutchin-Gorsky, and his color photos taken between 1909 and 1915. Contemporary Hungarian photographers comment on them. And you can learn more about the lives of the Ruthenian minority in Hungary at a photo exhibit in Debrecen in the east of the country. The exhibition can be viewed at the Ruthenian Community Center in the city, where in tandem a new Hungarian-Ruthenian bilingual Bible is also being launched. The new publication is also meant to keep the Ruthenian language in use. And that's all for today. But we'll be back the next night live right after the Hungarian language news at 11 p.m. local time, and also in repeat broadcasts and online. Please stick around now, if time and inclination permits, for our news shows in German, Russian, and Chinese. Thanks very much for watching, and minden jót.